So here's the next one for this little series. Before I did more painting, this is basically a little example. This top one of sort of what I'm trying to achieve with these flat, clean washes. This is the sort of thing that, while beautiful, will happen if you leave too much water pooling and then let the whole shape dry, so that it'll be inconsistently drying. And I tried doing a little bit over here too, but it was a second layer. It didn't, being in charge of this sort of effect is a good thing to be able to do, and knowing how to not do it is a good thing. And this is just sort of my attempt at kind of demonstrating how I think I probably started, and how I see a lot of people start watercolor painting, where you just sort of think of it as like poster paint, and don't think about getting an entire shape wet at the same time, and you just try to sort of paint like you're brushing on paint onto a fence or something like that. And that has its place to make weird stuff. But anyways, this is what I'm after. So I'm going to do the next round here. Let's see. So white of the paper, light gray, a little bit darker gray. I'm going to keep building up, and like I've said or hinted at, when this is all new to you, you won't really have a sense of like how dark everything will go, so you won't know exactly what this and any of these, the values of any of them, will be, until you sort of really know the range, just how dark. So but I'm going to keep adding up slowly here, and that is one way to make sure that you get the values that you're after, because you can always make things darker. It's trickier to get things lighter. So I'll do this one next. That seems okay. And I'm going to do the same thing. Still using the number 12. One of the reasons why it's helpful to keep coming in here and cascading this paint down from the top to try to reestablish distribution throughout the whole shape is that as you start finishing it, like you've seen me do, it's very likely that you'll want to come back to someplace up here and clean up an edge. And if you try to come back without having kept everything consistently wet here throughout the whole shape, then the top of the shape will have dried enough by the time you get way down here that if you go back and try to clean something up, you're all of a sudden going to introduce a bunch of watery color to an area that's already sort of started drying to the point where it's not going to be able to just accept that watery paint and include it in with everybody else. So you'll get weird back runs. thirsty brush. Nice. Way to go, Farron. So let's see now, the next biggest shape will include everything except this hill and this hill. So it's going to be very important to make sure you know what shape you're going to be painting, what value you're going to be painting it. So this next shape is going to be a little bit darker because we're going light to dark. We're going bigger shapes to smaller shapes. We're doing layers. I'm just going to start painting if by some chance I did get to this point and realize, you know, I think I went a little too dark, what I would do then is just go grab some more water, mix it in with what's already here, and then I would just go back to where I've already started, and like I've been doing with all the other shapes, just reintroducing this new concentration, that will start cascading down, and it will just help me lighten up everything. That might have been sort of a decent decision, regardless. Really like how this paint, this combination of pigments, it's a combo of pigment, color, the neutral tint. Just a beautiful, cool bluish gray that goes really nice and dark, and even with multiple layers stays really nice looking. As I've been painting and have really not been paying attention here, this is a great example of if I didn't sort of soak this up, it's quite possible that would create a bloom that I wasn't, it was more bloom than I was after. So I'm just going to soak that up too. I'll need to come back after I let this dry and reestablish my pencil lines so I know which shape I'm going to be painting next. But yeah, okay, that's that one. I'll be back soon.